Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marini Jumanis Manila. So, today I would like to present the material about sexist language from sociolinguistic perspective. So, first of all, what is sexist language? So, sexist language refers to language that treats one gender as inferior, invisible, or less important than another. It often treats one gender, usually women, as less important, less powerful, or invisible. In sociolinguistics, sexist language is studied because language is not neutral. The ways people speak and write can reflect social values, beliefs, and power structures. When sexist language is used repeatedly in daily communication, it can normalize gender inequality and make it seem natural or acceptable. Next is male as the norm. One common form of sexist language is the idea of male as the norm. In English, male terms are often used to represent all people. For example, words such as man, mankind, or chairman have traditionally been used to refer to both and a woman. In addition, the pronoun he has been used as a generic pronoun to refer to anyone, regardless of gender. This sociolinguistic practice makes women less visible in language and suggests that men represent the default human experience. From a sociolinguistic perspective, this reflects unequal relations in society. Next is occupational terms. Sexist language can also be seen clearly in occupational terms. Many job titles were traditionally male-oriented, such as policeman, fireman, and chairman. When women enter these professions, the language marks them as different. For example, policewoman or chairwoman. This creates a distinction between unmarked male terms and marked female terms. Sociolinguistics argue that this reinforces the idea that men naturally belong in these professions, while women are exceptions. Language in this case reflects and supports gender stereotypes in the workplace. Next is grammatical gender marking. Sexist language is not only found in vocabulary but also grammatical structures. In some languages, grammatical gender marking requires nouns and pronouns to be classified as masculine or feminine. Often, the masculine form is used as the default, especially when referring to mixed gender groups. This grammatical system can reinforce the idea that masculinity is dominant, or more important. Sociolinguistics examines how these linguistic patterns are connected to social hierarchies and power relations. Next is language change and awareness. As society becomes more aware of gender inequality, language also begins to change. Many English speakers now prefer gender-neutral terms such as police officer, firefighter, and chairperson. These changes show that language is flexible and responsive to social values. From a sociolinguistic point of view, language reform is not only about words, but about changing social attitudes. The use of inclusive language can help people can help challenge sexist assumption and promote equality. Next is why sexist language is matters. Sexist language matters because language shapes how people think and understand the world. When biased language is used repeatedly, it can influence how people perceive gender roles and abilities. For example, For example, if leadership roles are consistently described using masculine terms, people may unconsciously associate leadership with men. Sociolinguistics help us to see that language both reflects and reinforces social power. By becoming aware of social language, speakers can make more conscious and responsible language choices. So, in conclusion, sexist language reflects social attitudes toward gender. It can make women invisible, reinforce stereotypes, and maintain unequal power relations. Social linguistics also highlights the importance of using language critically and responsibly. and responsibly. I think that's all from me. Thank you.